You might want to think twice before you throw away those scrap pieces of latex that you're left with after you're done applying a bald cap. These little unassuming pieces could save your life. Okay, that might be a little dramatic, but these pieces could definitely save your FX look. One reason is if you get a tear or a hole in your bald cap, you could easily just take a little piece and use it to patch the area. Plus, you don't always need to grab Bondo to fix an edge. Whether you don't have any on you, or you just don't want to wait for it to dry, you could fix some edges by just gluing some of this down, half on the prosthetic, half on the skin, stipple with your latex or glue to finish blending, and that might be all you need. I make it a habit to try to keep a couple pieces of these on hand, especially with plastic bald caps. Those are great to help you with silicone prosthetic issues. If you like to make silicone prosthetics out of 2-part silicone, they're not encapsulated in the bald cap material, so they don't stay stuck to your skin so well. So if you put one of these pieces on your skin and with movement and stuff, you might notice that as you paint and you look down at the piece, the skin starts peeking through because that piece is not in the original place you glued it down and it is just creeping along. Well, the plastic bald cap material works great to help hold those pieces in place and helps blend. Gluing a few pieces of the plastic bald cap material on that 2-part silicone piece and your skin is really gonna help lock it down onto your skin, and it's gonna stop that sucker from creeping. Next tip will probably come in pretty handy. I have these cold foam ears and they're just not staying glued down. And I really don't wanna take a bunch of Bondo and jam it into the gap between the piece and my skin. So these scraps are coming to the rescue. Just glue part on the ear and then gently pull the ear onto the skin and glue the rest of the latex to the skin. Now the latex is gonna keep that ear from popping up. And I'm doing this with multiple small pieces. That way I don't have to worry about buckling or folds that I'm gonna have to fix later. Then you can continue the blend with just stippling some latex over. I mean, the great part is that it's already really nice and thin and easy to blend. Obviously, I am not talking about those Halloween store bald caps that are as thick as a swim cap. That's a different story. Now you can see there's an edge of the prosthetic that was a little too thick and that latex piece just didn't fully smooth it out. Just gonna go in there with a little bit of Bondo to get it all nice and smooth. Now they're reinforced, blended, and only had to use a minimal amount of Bondo. Now maybe you don't have bald cap scraps. There is another option. That's paper medical tape. Since it's already sticky on one side, you can just get to work. And I'm treating this just like the latex, using small pieces to avoid any folds. Now, this tends to be a little thicker than the bald cap material, so you may find you need to stipple over a few more coats to get it blended. And here I had a piece that didn't want to stick. You can easily fix that with just a little dab of glue, and now you're good to go. I have personally used paper tape to blend prosthetics I made out of foam clay, thicker latex pieces, and it's also really good for paper pieces if you like to do more illusion style makeups. Just a couple more coats of latex, and I did end up using a little Bondo just to speed up that smoothing out process, and seal everything with Beta Bond and powder it just to double check to see how the blends look. You can see with either of these methods, both sides are locked down and blended and ready for makeup. Now, if you've been following this look since the Bondo patching video, I am sure you're probably anxious to finally see this look completed. So be sure to click over to the next video and let's get this bad boy painted.